Hey guys, thanks for coming to check out this 45-minute flow. We're gonna start laying down on your mat. So find a comfortable position on your back, kind of like a Savasana position. Let your body relax onto your mat. And we're going to start out with a full body scan. So starting with your feet, maybe wiggle your toes, find some ankle circles. Just check in, see how everything's feeling. And then work your way up your legs to your hips and your stomach and your low back. Just observing how everything's feeling, not passing any judgment. And then moving on to your hands, your fingers, your arms and shoulders. And then lastly, your upper back and your neck. And then moving to your mind, go ahead and put away any thoughts that might be distracting you right now. Put away your to-do list and bring your attention to your mat. Start to take your breath in and out through your nose. Find some rhythm and some power in that breath. And then go ahead and reach for your right leg. Pull that right knee into your chest, pressing your low back into the mat. Point your right toes. And then on an inhale, extend your leg up towards the ceiling and flex your toes towards your face. And then exhale, point your toes, bend your knee. Re-extend, flex your toes towards your face, and bend. One more time, re-extend your leg towards the ceiling, and then bring that knee back into your chest. Go ahead and switch your legs. Take your right leg long in front of you, grab your left knee, point your toes, and then on an inhale, extend your leg up, flex your toes towards your face. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. One more time, extend that leg up. And then hug your knee into your chest. And then grab your right knee, hug both knees into your chest. Rock up and down your spine a couple times. And we're going to make our way up to a seated position. Plant your hands. Take your knees behind you. Come to a tabletop position. And we'll start to move through some cat-cow postures. So on an inhale, drop your belly, pull your tailbone and your gaze up. And exhale, round. Keep following this movement with your breath. Trying to find your spine's full range of motion here. And then coming back to a neutral tabletop position, extend your right leg back behind you, flex your toes towards the floor, engage your glute, engage the muscles in the back of your leg, and then reach your left arm forward. And then we're going to bring that elbow to the knee, rounding through your spine, and re-extend, elbow to knee, re-extend, elbow to knee, re-extend, two more, Re-extend. And last one. Really reaching forward with those fingertips. And then connect that hand with your right foot. Kick your foot into your hand, testing your balance, finding a little back bend. Re-extend that arm and leg. And then replace your hand and knee. Move through another round of cat-cow just to rinse out your spine. And then we're gonna move over to the other side. So go ahead and reach back with your left leg, flex your toes towards the ground, leg is even with your torso. Reach forward with your right hand and bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, re-extend, elbow to knee, re-extend. Right back out, 2 more. Last one. Re-extend, reach your right hand as far forward as you can, and then take it back to grab your left foot, kick into your hand, and then re-extend that arm and leg, and replant. Go ahead and take your right hand, thread it underneath your left arm, making this a nice twist, looking under your left arm and walking your left hand over to the right side of your mat. Coming back to center, walk your hands out. Knees are at a 90-degree angle. Find a puppy pose. Let your chest or your chin or your forehead come to the mat. And then slide your chest through, coming to a sphinx. Fingers are spread nice and wide, pulling your chest through your shoulders. Crown of your head is nice and tall. And then lower down onto your belly. Bring your right arm out to a T. And we're rolling over onto that right shoulder. Pick up your left foot and put it behind your right leg. Left hand can be wherever you want. Head and neck are relaxed onto the mat. And then roll back to center. Hands are going to plant next to your chest. And you're just going to straighten your arms as much as you want to. Coming to a cobra. And then lowering back down, make your way back to a tabletop position. And then we're going to slide our left arm under our right. Walk your right hand over to the left side of your mat, peeking under your right arm. Awesome job. Coming out of that, walk your fingertips forward, let your chest come to the mat, coming back to that puppy pose. See if you can notice a difference in how your shoulders feel this time versus last time. And then sliding your chest back through, coming back to a sphinx. See if you can lift your head a little higher, pulling your elbows back towards your feet. Engaging the muscles along your spine. And then lower all the way down. Left arm comes out to a T. Roll open onto that left shoulder. Right foot is behind your left leg. Right hand is wherever you want it to be. Really getting into that left shoulder. And then rolling back onto your mat. If you want to take cobra again like last time, go for it. Or we're going to take Dhanurasana, reaching for the outsides of your feet. And then when you're ready, you'll kick into your hands, lifting your chest and your legs up off the mat. One more inhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, lower down. Windshield wiper your feet from side to side. And then we're gonna push back to a child's pose. Knees nice and wide, walk your hands forward, forehead comes to the mat. Reconnect with that Ujjayi breath, taking the air in and out through your nose. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and make our way to our first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips, pedal through your feet. If your heels aren't on the ground yet, that's fine. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Quads are engaged, pulling your knees up. Gazes towards your upper thighs. Bend your knees, look towards the top of the mat, and then step or hop your feet up to your hands. Look out with a flat back and fold over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, arms to your side, Samastitihi. Nice job. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, look out with a flat back. Plant your hands, move to a high plank. And then squeeze your elbows in as you move through a chaturanga. Slide your chest through, upward facing dog. Exhale, right back to a down dog. Lift your right leg long behind you. Pulling your toes up towards the ceiling, take some ankle circles. And then tap the back left corner of your mat. And then up and over to the right corner. And up and over, left. Keep moving like this, making these rainbows on the back of your mat. And then replace your right foot next to your left. Bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Look out with a flat spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up with your hands and your gaze. Exhale, arms to your side. Step your feet out, wider than mat distance apart. Pigeon toe your feet just a little bit. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Pull your knuckles down towards the ground, open your heart. And then exhale, fold forward. Maybe rock from side to side, let your pinkies fall towards the ground. Awesome, go ahead and release your hands. Bring your hands to your hips, rise up with a flat back. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Look out with a flat back. Plant your hands. Move through your vinyasa, squeeze your elbows in. And then once you get to your downward facing dog, left leg extends to the ceiling, find some ankle circles, and then right back to those rainbows at the back of your mat. Opening up that left hip and that right hamstring. Replace your left leg next to your right. Bend your knees, step or hop. Look out with a flat back. And fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi. Taking your feet back out. This time we're going mat distance apart. Feet are pointed out at a 45-degree angle. Hands come to heart center. Sit your hips down. Rock from side to side a little bit. Open up your hips. And we're gonna add a crow pose here. So you're gonna plant your hands on your mat, bringing your knees to your triceps. And you're just gonna tip your weight forward, using your arms as a little shelf for your knees. Come out of it whenever you're ready. And then rising right back up to standing. Exhale, arms to your side. Bring your feet back together. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Exhale, dive forward. Look out with a flat back. Moving through our vinyasa, we'll meet in a down dog. Inhale, right leg long behind you. Pull your toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, right knee to right elbow. Exhale, re-extend. Inhale, knee to nose. Re-extend. Knee to left elbow across your body. Re-extend. And then step your right foot all the way up between your hands. Rise up, really strong high lunge. Hands come to your hips. Lower that left knee down, finding a low lunge. Hands can be on your hips, your knee, heart center, whatever you would like. Just trying to bring your hips forward and down. Frame that right foot, sit your hips back, come to a half split. Rebend your knee, another couple breaths in a low lunge. Get a little deeper into that left hip flexor. And then we're pivoting to the left. So make that bend in your right knee even deeper, flexing your left toes up towards the ceiling, coming to a side lunge. Hands can be at heart center or on the mat in front of you. We're pivoting back towards the top of the mat. Plant your left hand next to your right foot. Reach up with your right arm, firefly twist. Awesome. Bring that right hand inside your right foot. Lower your left knee. And we're gonna let that right leg fall open to the side. Coming down to a lizard. Trying to let your torso and your hips sink a little closer to the mat. And then for the last couple breaths, we're gonna make this a twist. Reach back for your left foot. Pull it in towards your glutes. You should feel a really good stretch in the left quad. Go ahead and release that left foot. Plant your hands. Tuck your left toes. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Move through your vinyasa. Back to a down dog. Slowly let your knees come down to the mat. Walk your hands back towards your knees, come up high. On those knees, bring your hands to your low back. We're gonna take 2 rounds of camel. So for this first one, take it easy. We haven't done tons of back bending yet. Just take your gaze up and back a little bit. Maybe wiggle your jaw, stick your tongue out. Start to rise back up, and we're gonna take a rabbit to counter that back bend. Bring the crown of your head to the mat. Grab your heels with your hands, and then lift your hips. Really rounding through your spine. Rising back up when you're ready. We're gonna take another round of camel. Try to get just a little bit further back. If there's a wall behind you, try and get your gaze a little bit further down on that wall. Maybe drop your hands to your ankles. Moving back when you're ready. Try to keep your hips over your knees. Rising back up, back into that rabbit, or maybe take a child's pose if that feels better on your back. Totally up to you. Awesome. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips back to a down dog. And then go ahead and lift that left leg behind you. Inhale, left knee to left elbow. Re-extend, left knee to your nose. Re-extend, left knee to your right elbow. Re-extend, step that left foot all the way up between your hands. Rise up, really strong high lunge. Hands come to your hips. Lower that right knee down, untuck your toes, low lunge. Really focusing in on that right hip flexor. Bring your hips forward and down as much as you can. Frame your left foot, sit your hips back, come to a half split, heading into that left hamstring. Rebend that left knee, coming back to a half or a low lunge for just another couple breaths. And then twisting to the side, the right side of your mat, coming back to that side lunge. Hands are at heart center or on your mat or wrapped around that left leg. Twisting back towards the top of the mat. Plant your right hand next to your left foot. Firefly twist, reaching up with your left hand. Dropping your right knee down, left hand inside that left foot. Let your left leg fall open to the side, settling down into a lizard. Opening up both of those hips. Try to think about your torso, sinking a little bit closer to the mat with every exhale. And then we'll make this a twist, reaching back for that right foot, pulling it into your body, getting that awesome quad stretch. Releasing your right foot, walking your hands back in, step that right foot back to meet your left. Move through your vinyasa. Back to a down dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Look out with a flat back and fold. Rise up with a flat back. Exhale, arms to your side. Awesome. On your next inhale, fingertips sweep the mat. Sit your hips back, coming to a chair pose. Sink a little deeper, bring your torso parallel to your thighs. Hands come to heart center. We're gonna take a twist, left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Putting all your weight in that right foot, step your left foot back to a twist. Inhale, face the top of your mat, high lunge. Open warrior two. And then take that elbow to your right knee, reaching forward with your left fingertips, lots of length between your fingers and your toes. Rising back up to a warrior two. Drop your left hand, reach back with your right fingertips. And then as you rise up, straighten that right leg, reaching forward and down for triangle. Looking up towards your left fingertips, pretending like you're squished between two walls. Drop that left hand, step that left foot up, Square off your hips, both legs are straight, folding forward pyramid. Really feeling that stretch in the back of your right leg. And then we're gonna revolve it. So taking your left hand either somewhere on your right foot or to the outside of your right foot. Reach up with your right hand, taking your gaze up towards your right fingers if you can. And then returning to pyramid. Take a breath to prepare. All of your weight goes into your right foot, reaching that left leg up towards the ceiling, standing split. And then release your left foot next to the right and fold over your legs. Inhale, fingertips sweep the floor, sit your hips back to a chair. Exhale, arms to your side, Samasthiti. Nice job. Shake out your legs, getting ready to go on the left side. Inhale, fingertips sweep the mat, sit your hips back to a chair. Lowering down, reach your fingertips forward. Hands to heart center. This time, right elbow is on your left knee. Shifting all your weight into your left foot, stepping back with your right foot. Coming to a high lunge. And then open warrior two. Looking over your left fingertips. And then drop that left elbow to your left knee, reaching forward with your right fingertips, extended side angle. Rising back up to warrior two, reverse your warrior. And then as you rise up, straighten that left leg, reach forward and down for triangle. Again, your right hip is right on top of your left hip. Your left hand can be somewhere on your left leg or down on the ground or a block. Drop your right hand, step that right foot up. Pyramid, folding over your left leg. And then turning this into a twist, right hand somewhere on your left leg or on the mat next to your left foot, reaching up and revolving. And dropping back down to a pyramid, moving to a standing split, all your weight in that left leg, reach your right leg up behind you. One more inhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, release that right leg next to your left and fold. Inhale, fingertips sweep the mat, coming to a chair. We're gonna hold it for an extra breath this time. Exhale, arms to your side, Samasthiti, nice job. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Exhale, dive forward. Look out with a flat back. Plant your hands, hop back to a high plank. Moving through a vinyasa. Back to a down dog. Lift your right leg behind you. Start to let your right foot fall behind your left hip. Just opening up that right hip. Square off your hips, re-extend your right leg, and then step that right foot up to a pigeon. So bringing your right ankle across your body to your left wrist. Trying to get that right leg closer to a 90-degree angle, and letting your left hip get as close to the ground as possible. Let's actually take a twist here before we fold. Reaching back with your right hand. Grab your left leg. Try and encourage your left hip to get a little closer to the ground. And then go ahead and release, fold forward when you're ready. time, let every exhale release a little bit of tension. Let your torso relax a little closer to the ground over your right shin. Three more breaths. Start to walk your hands back in. Tuck your left toes, re-extend your right leg to a 3-leg down dog, and then start to let that right foot fall behind your left hip again. This time we're gonna flip all the way to a wild thing, lifting your heart, lifting your hips. And then we're sitting down. Bring your right foot inside your left leg. Inhale, arms overhead. Center your torso over your left leg and fold, flexing your left toes towards your face. Awesome. As you rise back up, replant that right foot. Plant your left hand behind your left hip. Scoop your hips back up, reaching forward with your right hand. Pivot back onto your mat, reaching that right leg up, and then drop it down next to your left foot. Reach your left leg up long behind you. Start to let that foot fall off behind your right hip. And then re-extend your left leg. Step that foot up to a pigeon, coming across your body. Again, getting your left leg close to a 90-degree angle, dropping your right hip closer to the ground. And we'll take that twist. So reaching back with your left hand, try to grab your right leg, see if you can get that right hip a little closer to the ground. And then when you're ready, folding over that left leg. Trying to breathe into any pockets of tension that you can feel in your torso or your low back. About 5 more breaths. If you need to reposition, just try to sink a little bit deeper. Start to walk your hands back in, tuck your right toes, re-extend your left leg long behind you. Start to let that foot fall behind your right hip again. And then slowly bringing it to the ground. Wild thing. Reaching forward with your left fingertips. Lift your hips. And then lower your hips down. Bringing your left foot to the inside of your right hip this time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Flex your right toes towards your face. Start to rise back up, replant that left foot, plant your right hand behind your right hip, scoop your hips back up, and then we're pivoting back to a 3-leg down dog, reaching your left toes up towards the ceiling, and then replacing that foot next to the right, coming up onto your tippy toes. Start to tippy toe your feet up to your hands. Going as far as you can and then releasing your heels onto the mat. Look out with a flat back. And then slide your hands, palms facing up, underneath your feet, and fold. Use that grip to pull your torso closer to your legs. Go ahead and release your hands. Rise up with a flat back. Exhale, arms to your side. Go ahead and make your way to a seat. Bring the soles of your feet together, coming to a butterfly position. Maybe move your legs up and down. Pull the crown of your head up. Find a nice long spine. And then as you fold forward, you're opening your feet up like a book and using your elbows to push your legs closer to the ground. Trying to maintain that flat back. Think about leading with your chest. And then as you rise back up, keep your left knee at a 90-degree angle. Plant your right foot to the outside of that left knee. Reach up with your left hand, hook that left elbow, and twist. You're looking over your right shoulder. Growing taller with every inhale, and twisting a little bit more with every exhale. Go ahead and release. Take a little counter twist to the left. And then slide your right knee so that it's directly over your left knee or as close to that as you can get. And if that feels good on your hips, go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, we're just gonna gently fold over your legs. You should feel in the outside of that right hip. Maybe play around with taking your weight to the right or to the left. And then start to rise up. We're just gonna switch our legs. So right leg is on the bottom this time. Left knee is on top of the right knee. Finding a flat back. Staying upright if that feels good. Folding if you want to. Awesome. Go ahead and rise up. Plant your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Reach up with your right arm. Hook that right elbow. And we're twisting over our left shoulder now. Go ahead and release. Little baby counter twist to the right. Go ahead and untangle your legs. Hug your knees into your chest. We're rolling back onto our backs. Plant your feet, knees are pointed up. Heels should be about where they touch your fingers, and we're gonna take some back bends here. So whenever you're ready, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, pushing your arms into the mat, getting a little bit higher. And then lowering back down, reach for the outsides of your feet and rock from side to side. Pull your knees into your armpits. And round two, plant your feet, lift your hips, interlace fingers behind your back. Walk your shoulder blades together. Getting you a little bit more height, pushing your pinkies into the mat. Engage the muscles in the backs of your legs. And then lower down. Again, take a happy baby or just hug your knees into your chest to release your back. And for this last round of bridging, you can either do one of those first two options, or you can do a full wheel with me. We'll plant our hands next to our ears. Push into your hands, push into your feet, extend your arms. Don't forget to breathe. Start to lower back down. Again, releasing your low back. And then grabbing your right knee. Pull your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg long. Peace fingers. Grab your right big toe. Extend that leg back up towards the ceiling. See if you can feel a difference from the very beginning of class. Re-bend that knee, and then using your left hand, draw that right knee to the left side of your body. Right arm is out to a T, your gaze is over your right shoulder. Roll back to center, swap out your knees, grab that left knee. Left peace fingers, left big toe, extend that leg towards the ceiling. Bend your left knee, use your right hand to draw it over to the right side of your mat. Your gaze is over your left shoulder. Start to roll back to center. Hug both your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Forehead to your knees. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then go ahead and extend your legs long onto your mat. Arms are at your sides. Palms facing up. And we'll finish with another full body scan. So starting with your feet, check in. Release any tension that you're holding there. Let your toes fall open to the sides. Working your way up your legs to your hips and your belly and your low back. Again, just noticing any differences from the beginning of class. Not passing any judgment. Starting with your fingers, working your way up your arms to your shoulders, to your neck and your face. Release any tension in your face muscles. And then take your mind to a really quiet place. Just trying to make the amount of time between each passing thought a little bit longer. Savasana. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. Take a really big inhale. Start to find little movements in your hands and feet. Maybe move your jaw from side to side. And then start to let these movements become bigger. Maybe hug your knees into your chest or reach your arms overhead. And then pick a side and roll over in the fetal position. And eventually you'll push your way back up to a seat. Hands come to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.